Welcome to the Daily Influence, where our mission is to deliver a daily dose of positive influence that can uplift you personally or be shared within your sphere of influence. While not every episode may directly apply to your unique circumstances, we strive to provide insights and inspiration relevant to most people's daily, weekly, and monthly lives. Whether you are tuning in during the morning, noon, or night, the Daily Influence is here for you. Listen, share, and embrace the power of influence in your life. Hey everybody, Brian Smith here with the I Am Team series and your Daily Influence. Today we're going to talk about the power of reflection and how we can learn from our past experiences. And I want to start this one off with, while you are having any kind of reflection and thinking about past experiences, if you get to a point where it's difficult, emotionally difficult, psychologically difficult, you're starting to feel really high anxiety or anything that can be negatively felt or interpreted, reach out to somebody and get some help. It is okay to identify and self-identify things where we might need help. It's okay to talk to a therapist, talk to a friend, talk to your healthcare professionals about psychological and mental health issues that are influencing us in a negative way. There is so much to learn during reflection and from our past experiences. Being self-aware about where we've been, where we are, and where we want to go can help us reconcile our strengths and weaknesses. So oftentimes we don't even identify our own weaknesses. We don't understand them because we take them for granted. We take for granted that things are the way they are and they can't be changed, but they can. And when we look at things that we've done, especially repeated things that we've done over and over and gotten the same result, but we continue to do them despite the fact that we might have some negativity that comes to us from them, break that down and talk about that with somebody. Look it up. Get on Google, get in Chat GPT. Talk to your therapist about a recurring behavioral trait that continuously influences negative things. Now, conversely, those positive things, practice those more. And through any kind of behavioral issue, self-talk positivity. And I'm not talking about ignoring negative things. I'm talking about challenging negative things through reflection, through awareness of past experiences, challenge them to find a better way through them. In positive influence, be the I team, we talk about a growth mindset. That's what that challenge is. Having a growth mindset is seeing failures and mistakes as opportunities to learn, revisiting poor behavior that you may have done many, many times, but doing it with the mindset that you want to make it better. That's a growth mindset. And again, if you struggle with what to do about that, get constructive feedback. If friends and family aren't the ones, find an objective third party, again, a therapist, some kind of mental health practitioner, maybe somebody in your professional world who's more objective, maybe a mentor who's older. And when we do this, when we have this ethical reflection, this reflecting on what is it that we're doing and how is it influencing my area of influence in a way that ebbs or chips away at my ability to be trusted, at my ability to be my best self for others, at my ability to be honest, at my ability to make good decisions, not just for myself, but for others. And understand that our behavior most of the time doesn't just influence us, it influences others. In our behavior, the way that we are as humans, the way that we influence is our biggest responsibility. And that doesn't necessarily need to stress you out, but it leads us back to why being self-aware, why having a growth mindset, understanding how failures and mistakes are opportunities for us to learn and be better, knowing that we will as humans fail. We will as humans make mistakes, but tackling them head on, understanding them through reflection, Reconciling our past experiences to our newer experiences provides that learning. And it also defines the difference between success and failure. It helps us to have holistic growth for ourselves within our areas of influence. Daily reflection practices can be a start to this. Journaling, end of day reviews, just thinking about, was there anything today that happened that I could have done differently? Was there a way for me to be more positive, more responsible? And what would that have done? And can I fix it tomorrow or the next day or the next week or the next year? How do I improve on that? Asking yourself these questions. You can go home and watch TV and disconnect from the world, or you could take 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes and work on yourself. You can use SMART as a way to challenge yourself. Be specific with yourself about what's going on. Challenge yourself with some measurements. Ask yourself if what you're expecting, if what you want is attainable. And if it's not attainable, what can make it attainable? What can make it realistic for you? And is this the right time? And if you're struggling internally with organizational or individual issues, and it's not timely for you to start now, what will make it timely? I can tell you for myself that for the last 5 years, put off going to the gym. I had every excuse in the book: medical issues, traumatic injuries from accidents, too. I just didn't like it. But I had to reflect on what I was doing to justify not taking care of myself as a person. It wasn't just enough for me to look in the mirror and see a reflection that I didn't like. I had to reflect and think deeper about the benefits of being my best self, both physically and mentally, not just for me, but for all of those around me. And it took some pretty deep thought and some changes to my behavior to get me excited again about going back to the gym, about engaging in physical activity that I actually enjoyed, and stop justifying that poor behavior, those poor actions and poor habits that got me away from it. Having self reflection and challenging oneself and engaging in our past experiences to make us better for the future is difficult. It can bring up things that we don't want to think about or talk about or remember. But sometimes, if those things are coming to the top, they've never been reconciled. That's where professionals can help, or challenging yourself through them can help. But the power of reflection can give us a better understanding of our foundation and then a better understanding of how we are going to build on that foundation. And by approaching it with that growth mindset, getting constructive feedback and support from third parties, understanding that our influence is important. We matter. Being my best self for me and for others is on me, it's on you, and that your biggest responsibility is your influence. And the best way to reconcile that is learn from your successes and your failures and reconcile those to build that best self and engage the SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and relative and timely process in all that you do and all that you communicate, the tactics, the strategies, everything. Be smart about being you. I hope that you have enjoyed today's podcast. I hope that you will leave this podcast and reflect on why you are so important, why your influence is so important, and why you should be responsible for that influence. I look forward to talking to you again, and I hope you have a great day.